Hello! Today I'm going to show you Japanese short row shaping. It's my favourite technique to use for short row. I think it gives a lovely, clean, and the less loopy appearance that I've tried. What you need is some little yarn ends like this, and you need one for every turn that you do. And it's best if you use a smooth yarn. For this, I've got some cotton that I've cut up for this purpose. And I'm just going to do 2 short rows each side to show you what we do. Okay, so I'm going to knit the first short row. I'll stop 2 stitches before for this, and then when you've come to the end of the short row, you turn your work, and if you see a purl side facing you now, you slip the stitch as if to purl. And this is when you take one of your little yarn scraps and you place it in your work, and you hold it in place there and purl the next stitch, which will trap that tail in. Okay, and then you purl the next row. Okay, onto here. Then you turn your work. If you see the knits showing, then you slip the stitch as if to knit, and you take your yarn scrap, hold that in place, so it's like that. And then you knit the next stitch, which will trap that yarn scrap in place. Okay. And you work your next short row. Okay, so I'll do it 1 stitch before. And I'm going to turn the work. And here we go again. If you see the purl side, you slip the stitch regular, as if to purl. Place in the yarn scrap, and purl the required number of stitches for your short row. And then we're going to turn the work again. It's got a trap there. So we can see the knit side. We're going to slip the stitch as if to knit. Take the yarn scrap and put that in place. Now for this row, we're then going to knit across all the stitches. I'll make sure that's not going to come out there. There you go. So you knit the stitch that has a tail attached to it. So we're going to knit that stitch. And then you get both ends of the tail in your hand, your finger and thumb, and you pull it up to make a loop. And with that loop, you place it onto your left hand needle, and then you pull out the yarn scrap and just discard it for now. And then, like you're knitting 2 together, you take the next knit stitch and the loop there, and you knit these 2 stitches together, just like that. And then we'll do the same again. We pick up the 2 tails, so we give them a light pull. The loop there goes onto the left hand needle. We pull out the tail and discard. And then with the next stitch and the loop, you knit those 2 stitches together like that. And I'll knit the last stitch. Okay, and then you turn the work, so you can see there all the stitches are picked up. We're then going to turn the work and purl across and pick up the loops as we go this way. Slightly different on the purl side. So I'm going to slip the first stitch. I'm going to purl to the first stitch with a tail, same as before. The yarn's just getting a bit tangled here, there we go. all these double pointed needles. Okay. So one more, this is the one with the tail attached. So I'm going to purl that stitch. Okay. Now this is different. So on this side, what you have to do is first you slip the next stitch onto the right hand needle like that. Then we're doing the same thing. We're going to pull these two tails, create that loop, and then that loop is going to go onto the right hand needle. So it's a bit fiddly, you know. I'm going to pop that on there like that. We're going to pull the tail out again to get it out of the way. So now on your right hand needle you have the next stitch you haven't stitched, and you have this loop. So using your left needle, you're going to insert your left needle through the back of those two stitches, and then you're going to purl the two together. Okay, so I'll just show you that again. You slip the next stitch from the left to the right needle purlwise. Using your finger and thumb, you pull on your two tails, you pull up the loop, and you can use your left needle to help as well. You can then take that loop and put it onto your right needle and pull the tail out. And then you take your left hand needle and you insert that through the back of those two stitches, the stitch and the loop, and you purl the two together like that. I'm going to pull the last stitch there. There we go. And that is how I do Japanese short row shaping with my little yarn tails.